Hello, this is Mr. Usher, and this is ICT, Internet Communication Technology, through D2L Online Summer School at Diamond Bar High School. And we should be past the orientation and ready to get started with the class today. So I want to kind of take your attention away from this stream and maybe get it to a spot that's going to make things a little bit more organized for Chapter 1. So I'm going to go ahead and click right here, Chapter 1 Microsoft Office Basics in the Topics area. And what that's going to do is that's going to navigate us to a place that has a list of all the assignments. Each one of these assignments, you guys are going to have to click on them. Right now, you got to realize I'm in a teacher mode. So you're going to have to click on these, and you guys are going to have to submit them. And I believe there's going to be a nice green check mark up in the corner to mark it as done for you guys. Over here, it shows me on the teacher end how many students have already completed this assignment and the additional students that have yet to complete the assignment. Another important thing, just basic on the way that I structure these assignments, you'll find attachments and different files that might be here, and I'll go over those as they come about in future lessons, future chapters. But right now, the main thing you need to know about is how I want you to save the file. In this case, you save it as your name, ID number, and then the word automobile. And then I would want you to upload that file, because what ends up happening is through the Google Classroom, it drops everything into a folder, and it's so much easier, so much nicer if I have your name and your ID number to help keep things organized there. So I'm going to scroll down though past this, because the exercise, that should be where you end up at the end. And I'm going to get all the way down here to the bottom, and I'm going to focus on the assignment list. So this assignment list, it tells you the start date and the due date, and this is also linked up into our classroom calendar. So I'm going to flip up over here. This is for 2017, and you can see today's date is the Sunday prior to the first day of summer school. I always open up the first chapter, and the first chapter will close at 11:59 on Wednesday the 7th. You'll also get assignment alerts that are linked up through the Google Classroom, which are also helpful to let you know when things are needed to be submitted. So I'm going to take us back, and I'll go ahead and click on this Chapter 1 assignments, and it's going to pop up a document that looks like this for Chapter 1 Microsoft Office Basics. It has a list of all the practices, the review questions, and the exercises. And has the corresponding page numbers, and tells you how many parts that are to each one. Sometimes I'll put little notes and different information on here to help if there's any questions, comments, or concerns about it. So if I go ahead and flip back, let's scroll up to the very first assignment. So Chapter 1, practice working with a document. Again, how I want you to save it, and I have attached a video for you guys to watch just in case you need some help. It has the due date right here, but to review this assignment, very, very basic. This whole chapter was designed for somebody that has really never used a computer before. It's just going from the ground up and having you open up a document, close a document, move it around on the window, save it, print, open it back up, and you'll figure that out. It's going to be a very, very simple chapter for you guys, and that is going to be a very simple assignment. So moving into some important ways that we use a computer to search the web, to get information, to find articles, to research for our papers and essays that we're going to be working on, not just for this class, but for all classes. And I highly recommend watching the video. The video will kind of summarize that, and it's a good tie-in to what you're going to be doing in searching the web. In this chapter, there's going to be a few practices that you do not really have anything to submit. So this one, after you watch the video, you go through the steps, just mark it as done, and you're good. The next one, practice sample citation, you will want to save a file. And this one is, after we find that research, going back to searching the web, the previous practice, you're going to need to cite it to avoid plagiarism. So it goes through a little, kind of simulation of what it would be like to find some research and to cite the source. I also talked to you about ways that your teachers might show you how to cite information. So this is very, very important, because as we move forward in high school and into college, we are required to cite our sources. Next one, email messages. This focuses on Microsoft Office Outlook, and a lot of you guys probably won't use the application Outlook until you probably get a job, because it's better for managing things within a career. Some people might use it. It might work out great for them in their personal life right now. Things change all the time. But I found within my life it wasn't until I really, earned my job as a teacher or had a job within a career that I started using Microsoft Office Outlook. And again, this will just show you some things. You can kind of follow the steps through the textbook. But again, it just says watch the video tutorial and mark the assignment complete when you're done. And finally, the same procedures with using help. Sometimes when students are using help or needing help, you will want to maybe go to some of the help features. I think most of the time we just kind of Google things and that's our way of going to help. But each application has a help menu and you can take a look at this video and mark this one as complete. When you finish the chapter, you guys can download these review questions. Again, save them, your name, ID number, Chapter 1 review. Complete them to the point where if a question deserves a one-word answer, then just give me a one-word answer. If it needs a complete sentence, give me a complete sentence. Other assignments might ask for a list of step-by-step directions on how you would complete something, so then I'd expect step-by-step directions. So just answer the questions as you feel needed. These will be helpful for reviewing for the test, and I will give you other study materials later on that you guys will be able to review for the midterms and the finals. After the chapter review, we'll wrap it up with these two exercises, exercise 2, passwords, and exercise 6, automobile. They're just a little bit different versions of kind of like the practices, sometimes maybe a little bit more increased level of difficulty on some of the things that they might ask you to do. But that should summarize things pretty well for chapter 1. Since this also is the very first chapter that we're getting started, I do want to refer you guys to these comment areas. If there's any comments that you guys have, any questions, any concerns, I want to try to create a sense of community within here and create these simple discussions. If there was a step that you got confused on, if either myself can add a comment, or I would really prefer you guys as students to add comments and assist other students. If you have a question, write a question. If you know the answer, write the answer. Please pay attention to the due dates, and I'll be back for chapter 2 with another video for you guys on Wednesday.